Hello everybody, good morning. Thank you for the time that been given to me and welcome to my presentation of my thesis entitled Teaching the Degree of Comparison by Using Pictures at the 8th grade student of SMPN Turun. The Honorable Dr. Neru Pepongsapan MPD as my advisors and Marcus Deli Girig Allah SPD MPD as my second advisors. The Honorable Rarahel MPD, Roni Labiran SPD MPD, Elim Trika Sudarsi SPD MPD as my examiners. I would like to say thank you for Almighty Lord because His blessing so we can attend this presentation. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Marinus Paberu from English Department Study Program. Let's begin this presentation. Now I would like to show the correction when I did the seminar proposal. From Elim Trika Sudarsi SPD MPD, summarize the background, teach the two syllables of adjective, don't use control class, treatment minimal 6 times and add t-test formula. And the second from Dra Rahel MPD. Don't use control class, techniques in writing the statement of experts, the use of articles and change the theoretical framework. And the last from Roni Labiran SPD MPD. Don't use control class and change the theoretical framework. The background of the study, I can see from my experience when I did the teaching practice program. The 8th grade students at SMPN Turun cannot using the degree of comparison well. So from the problem, the writer is motivated to conduct a research and teaching the degree of comparison by using picture, and that's why the writer is motivated to teach them by using pictures. The research problem. According to the problem above, the writer formulated a problem's research as follows. How is the effectiveness of picture in improving the students' understanding on degree of comparison at SMPN Turun? The objective of the research is to find out the effectiveness of pictures in improving the students' understanding on degree of comparison at the 8th grade student of SMPN Turun. The significance of the study is to improve the student achievement on degree of comparison and to motivate the teacher to use media in teaching the degree of comparison. In this research, the writer employed the quantitative research. And a key terms definition, teaching is transferring knowledge to the learners. Degree of comparison is adjective which is used to compare something with another. And then picture is an image of something formed on a surface. And effectiveness is the ability to produce desired output, and improving is increase the achievement be better. The previous study is conducted by Hidayatullah 2015. The title is Analysis on Students' Grammatical Error in Using Degree of Comparison. It was conducted at 8 students of MTS All Lamalnia, Kebun Jakarta. And the second from Paruku in 2014, conducted a research entitled The Effectiveness of Using Realia in Teaching Degrees of Comparison of Adjectives at the 8th grade student of SMPN 1 Mengkendek. She concluded that the use of realia is effective in teaching degrees of comparison adjective at the 8th grade student of SMP N1 Mengkendek. Next, from Ihsanuddin in 2013 in her thesis entitled Improving Students' Understanding on Degrees of Comparison of Adjective Through Contextual Teaching and Learning. And the last is from Bombongan 2003, Teaching Comparative Degrees of Adjectives by Using Real Object to the third year students of SLTP N1 Makale. Next, some pertinent ideas. Definition of teaching. According to Gage, in 1978, page 56 stated that teaching is an art, but it is only found in practice just to be able to embellish the aesthetic in appearance. For example, it's an art in interact and communicate with the SIS, the art of arranging the environment to make students be happy. Art can raise motivation and others. Definition of degree of comparison. Degree of comparison is the form of an adjective is often changed to show the extent or degree to which a certain quality is present in grammar. This degree is formed to show a difference in degree. Next, definition of pictures. According to Wright, in 1989, page 2 states that pictures have an important role and advantages in teaching learning process in order to make the students still focus and understand the material easily. And this is my theoretical framework. Start from grammar. In grammar, there is a degree of comparison, and degree of comparison consists positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. And the competence of student in using the degree of comparison depends the effectiveness of picture in teaching the degree of comparison. Next, this is the hypothesis. There are two hypotheses used in this research. The first is HO, using pictures in teaching the degree of comparison is not effective to improve the mastery of 8th grade student at SMPN Turun. And the second hypothesis is H1. Using pictures in teaching the degree of comparison is effective to improve the mastery of 8th grade student at SMPN Turun. There are two criteria when we can accept the HO or H1. HO acceptable if probability is more than 0.05 and the test is lower than T table. And H1 acceptable if probability lower than 0.05 and the test is more than T table. The research is conducted at SNPN Turun. It is located on Jalan Poros Bandar Udara Pengkikuran Tetayo, Kabupaten Tanah Toraja. In this research, the writer used two data sources. The first is primary sources, the 8th grade student at SNPN Turun, and the secondary sources from books, articles, and the internet that are relevant to the comparison of adjectives. Population and sample. The population of this research are all of the 8th grade students at SMPN Turun academic year 2020 and 2021. It consists of 148 students. And the sample of this research are selected students of the 8th grade students of SMPN Turun consists of 21 students. The research instrument, the writer used objective test. In a written test, that is multiple choices. Data collection, the data collected by pre-test, treatment, and post-test. And this is the formula of the data analysis. Next, findings. This is the descriptive statistic of pre-test result. From this table, we can see that the respondents are 21. The minimum score of pretest is 20 and maximum score in pretest is 60, and the mean score of pretest is 40.95. And the next is descriptive statistic of post-test score. In this test, the respondents are 21 students and minimum score in post-test is 50 and maximum score in post-test is 90 and the mean score is 70.48. Next, this is the test of normality of the data. The test of normality of the data is used to know if the data is distributed normally or no. According to Kolmogorov-Smirnov, the significance of the pretest is 0.171 and from the post-test the significance is 0.200. To know is the data distributed normally or not, we can see from the significance. If the significance is bigger than 0.05, so the data is distributed normally. And we can see here the significance of pretest and posttest is more than 0.05, so the data is distributed normally. Next, paired sample t-test. In this table, the t-count of the paired sample t-test is 18.283 and the significance to tell of the paired sample t-test is 0.000. In the hypothesis showed before, it said that HO acceptable if the test is lower than the table and the significance is bigger than 0.000. So in this case, we can see that HO is rejected and H1 is accepted. The data analysis showed that t-count is higher than the table. It means that the H1 or H alternative is accepted and HO is rejected. It shows that there is a significant difference score of the students between before and after being taught by using picture and teaching the degree of comparison. In the pretest, the average score was 40.95, while the average score in posttest was 70.48. The score showed that posttest was better than pretest. From the result above, it can be concluded that students got good achievement in mastering degree of comparison after taught by using pictures. The result of the data analysis in the research shows the value of t-count is higher than the value of the table. Of the significance 5% or 0.05. It is also can be seen from the significance of paired sample t-test is 0.000 and it is lower than 0.05. It can be interpreted that there is a significant difference between the result of teaching degrees of comparison using picture and teaching degrees of comparison without using pictures. In conclusion, to answer the research problem as how is the effectiveness of pictures in improving the student's understanding on degree of comparison at SMP and Turantetayor, we can see on the data analysis results. It shows that HO is rejected and H1 is accepted. It means that using picture in teaching the degree of comparison is effective to improve the mastery of the 8th grade student of SMP and Turantetayor. And in this research, the There are two suggestions from the writer. The writer suggests to the teachers to use picture when they teach, especially degrees of comparison, because it is more effective. And the second suggestion is English teacher needs to be creative in conducting activities. Teachers teach the degrees of comparison in order to make students comprehend easily and not to make the students feel bored. And this is my bibliography. Well, this is the end of my presentation. For all of our attention, the writer would like to say thank you. God bless us.